Benavidez versus Figueiredo. All right, when this very first fight happened, I watched it, and I thought Figueiredo ran through him. I thought Figueiredo was showing the wrestling and the armbar attempts, and he was outstriking him and eventually finished him. They had to rematch it because Figueiredo didn't make weight. The whole reason they're fighting is to put the strap around somebody after Henry vacated it. So Figueiredo wins the fight, but doesn't make weight, doesn't qualify for the strap. You got to run it back. Great. That's how we got here. Well, let me back you up. Let me back you up to 2 days before the fight happened. I caught an interview by Benavidez, and Benavidez has said, I loved how that first fight was going. Only one round was completed. All three judges agreed that I won that round. A headbutt happened, a cut happened. Blood starts going in my eye. Changed the complexity of that fight. I end up losing. I go, man, is that what happened? That's not how I remembered. I go back and watch it. Yeah, sure enough, my memory had played tricks on me. Benavidez was doing great. One round was completed. He won that round. That headbutt changed the fight. And I think you could have an argument on who caused that headbutt. There wouldn't be dirty play by Figueiredo. It wasn't one of those stories. And it might have been Benavidez is the one with the forward motion and caused the headbutt. Really has nothing to do with it, but things did unravel after that point. Great time to redo the match, but also a great time to look at the work and the body of the first match and go ahead and put a bet on Benavidez. He definitely showed in that first match he can, with the right plan and stuff, go out and beat Figueiredo. Figueiredo showed the same thing back. Okay, great, but this was the right fight to have. And I do think when you're talking about 125 pounds, guys, I really hope just out of respect and the goodness of your heart that you do remember this weight class accurately. And if you want to remember that Henry Cejudo saved the weight class, you'd be remembering it right. And if you argue Henry didn't save the weight class, you're known as a hater that just doesn't want to give Henry that compliment. If you want to say Demetrius Johnson was the greatest fighter that weight class has ever seen, you're remembering that right. And if you choose to not say that, you're known as a hater and just don't want to give Demetrius the pat on the back that he deserves. But if you ever act as though that weight class did not have 3 characters and 3 principal actors and participants and athletes, Joseph Benavidez being the third, you're also wrong. Demetrius was the best. Benavidez could beat buddy in the world that wasn't named Demetrius, including and did beat Cejudo. Cejudo came in, stole the attention and saved the division. That is all true, but don't forget Joseph. When you tell the story of the last 8 years of the flyweight division, please do not tell that story and leave Benavidez out. Benavidez was as important and is as important to that weight class as anybody that there's been. And you want to know who would agree with me? Demetrius Johnson. You want to know who else would agree with me? Henry Cejudo. And you want to know who else would agree with me? Figueiredo. Figueiredo does not get to be champion with any type of qualifications or respect or classification had he not gone through Benavidez to get it. When Demetrius is gone and Henry has left, there is one guy left guarding that tower. His name's Joseph Benavidez. He is just as meaningful to that weight class as the other 2 guys. And you know what? Figueiredo got over on him. And I thought it was a fun fight to watch because it was so bizarre. Joseph Benavidez got strangled. The announcers were calling for it's over. Joseph Benavidez got out. Somehow finds himself back in that exact same position, this time stretched. His back is arching, it's bending, his neck's way over here. His hips are 3 feet in front of that. His toes are going, it's a mess. He gets out of it again. Somehow he ends up in that same position. He still doesn't tap out. He goes all the way to sleep. This thing was a mess. It was very fun to watch. So many people believe, falsely, that the knockout is the big highlight of the night, or the tap out is the highlight of the night. If you're not finishing guys, the crowd doesn't care. They falsely believe that, and that narrative has falsely been reported and re-reported by the media and promoters alike. And now fighters are even starting to believe in it. But if you ever go to a show live and you use that live audience of 12,000 people as your microcosm, I will tell you the greatest reaction you're going to get of the night is when somebody comes back from the dead. When somebody is getting swarmed and they shake it off and they begin firing back. Or when you're caught like Joseph Benavidez was, but you find a way out of it. That is when the crowd truly comes to their feet, far more than any submission, TKO, or knockout. That is what we call the hope spot. And Joseph provided us with 3 hope spots, all within the very first round. Now, of course, Figueiredo gets his credit. I'm giving him full credit. He is the one that applied the hold. He is the one wise enough to go back to the same well that was already dry 2 times before. 3rd time's a charm. Full respect. I get it. But this is the way that it needed to happen. And if you want to celebrate what Figueiredo did, you do have to understand who he did it against. Nobody gets rid of Joseph Benavidez, and damn sure you don't get rid of him in the first round. And you don't have a lopsided round against him. Figueiredo, all of it. You're the champion. You're the new champion. But to recognize him for what he is, do not think for a moment that you can leave Joseph behind. Joseph has done everything that he ever said he would do from the beginning of that weight class, including never breaking rules, including never missing a fight, and including never missing weight. It's very meaningful. Which is all my way of tipping the hat. Please, this isn't just a Joseph piece. I'm trying to give credit to the victor here. But to give full credit to the victor, you need to understand who he just beat and why that is so significant. You simply do not matter and do not qualify as a top contender or a champion at 125 pounds unless you beat Joe B. Figueiredo's done it twice now. Once with an asterisk, but twice now. Congratulations to the new champ.